Hello and welcome to yet another safari yoga session. Today we are going to be doing a 20-minute session focusing predominantly on lower body, but as you know, when it comes to yoga it generally is a full body practice, but today we'll be bringing particular awareness and attention to our legs. We'll have a nice balance of flexibility and strength work coming in to help get you nice and dynamic and fire up some warmth into the legs, and taking some time to relax and unwind in your shavasana at the end for as long as you'd like. Today we're coming to you from the beautiful Old Drift Lodge, which is located in the Zambezi National Park, just outside of Victoria Falls, and we have a fabulous view of the river behind us, and I have a elephant lookout watching closely to keep an eye out for any wildlife that may come through. Even just yesterday we had a beautiful herd of elephants come walking past our room, which is just behind you, and it was magical. So with luck we might get some wildlife, but otherwise enjoy the session and enjoy immersing into nature with us. We'll jump right in. Alright, so for today's session, you see we've got some blocks and we've also got some towels, so we're going to be bringing in some props into our practice. So I've got a smaller towel that is a hand towel rolled up nice and tight, and then also just a longer bath towel as well. So if you'd like to grab a longer bath towel or a cushion, you're just going to come into a comfortable seat with your sit bones resting on that cushion to give you a little bit of lift as we just settle for a few moments, bringing awareness to the breath and grounding down onto your mat. So making sure that you're nice and comfortable, close your eyes and just settle into stillness for a few moments here to open our practice. Just allowing the mind to slow and the awareness to focus in on the breath. Simply observing that rise and fall of your upper body. As you find length through the crown of the head with the shoulders lightly relaxing down and away from your ears. And shifting your seated position back slightly so that you can stack your head over your shoulders and shoulders over hips. And once you've got that alignment, lengthen up to sit tall through the crown of the head and ground down through your sit bones. Notice how your body's feeling. Checking in with yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally on your mat this morning. Just noticing without criticism or judgment, how are you feeling on your mat? Allowing any thoughts and feelings to just drift away as you focus inwards. Focus on the physical body. Working to slow down the breath and deepen it. Preparing you for a nice, fun, dynamic, energizing session this morning. Wherever you are in your breath, just exhaling completely, draw the belly in, squeeze the diaphragm up to take a deep inhale through the nose, and exhale, sigh. Tuck your chin down to your chest and slowly roll your head from side to side. Feeling that stretch into the neck and shoulders. And then find stillness, lifting the head, couple of shoulder rolls. Squeezing your shoulder blades up, down and back. And then find stillness, bringing a little bit of wrist rolls into your hands. You can probably hear my very creaky wrists as you slowly extend those arms up overhead. And then making your hands into a fist overhead, feeling that stretch into the hands as you slowly keep rolling, bringing your hands down to your sides. Good. Sitting nice and tall, flicking out your fingers a couple of times to your sides. And then find stillness, open the eyes as you inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, grabbing a hold of your left wrist and lean it to the side. Inhale, rising up, gaze up. Exhale, grab your right wrist and lean it over. Inhale, rise up, look up. And exhale, hands come wide and down, resting on your knees for a slight forward fold and a little sway from side to side. Feeling now into your hips and low back. Good. Increasing that range as you now lean a little bit wider to the side. And then taking one big loop in one direction and go around the opposite way. Change it up, one more opposite way. And loop it back round. Good. Rising up nice and tall. Inhale, pull the chest forwards, tilt the hips forward, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Exhale, roll over the sit bones and around the back. Inhale, draw it up, look up. And exhale, round it out. Coming up nice and tall, release that towel from underneath your seat and just place it to the side of your mat. As we come now into a tabletop position, hands are underneath shoulders and knees are underneath hips, spreading those fingers nice and wide, gripping your fingertips into the mat. Toes can be tucked or flat, whatever feels most comfortable. As we just move through some cat and cow, inhale, let the belly drop, look forwards. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, open, gaze forwards. Exhale, round it out. One more, inhale, open, squeeze the shoulders back. Exhale, round it out. Coming back to a nice flat back and doing some barrel rolls. So kind of moving that spine like a washing machine or a tumble dryer, going around slow and deep. And go around the other way. Finding stillness and tucking both of your toes. Good. Spread the fingers nice and wide and just rocking back and forth a little bit. Each time you lean forwards, transfer a little bit more weight into your hands as you lean a bit further. Remember to keep gripping your fingertips into the mat. And by tucking the toes, each time you press back, you're getting a nice little stretch into the feet as well. Good. And then finding stillness as you extend that right leg back with your foot flexed, checking that your heel is in line with your hip, toes pointing to the ground, and lengthen through the crown of the head. Bring awareness to your lower belly and your lower ribs and think of a light little squeeze of them coming in towards each other. So it's a small tuck of the tailbone. Not so much that you round through, just a little squeeze to neutralize that back and allowing you to find length from the crown of the head through to the heel. From here, bending into that knee, keep the knee in line with the hip and then just taking a few pulses. Not so much that the hip swings open, keep the hips parallel and it's just a little kick, little lift. Feeling that warmth coming into the glute, into the hamstring, it's good, it's what we're working for. And then find stillness as you open out to the side, let that hip open, little pulses to the side. And release that down. Other side, already feeling a bit of warmth. Flexing that foot, make sure your heel is in line with your hip, lengthening through the crown of the head and down through that back leg. And again, awareness comes to that tailbone and lower rib cage as you take a little squeeze here. Feel that belly work. Keep gripping your fingertips into the mat. Bend into that left knee, keep the knee in line with the hip and using that as the lowest point that you come down to. And whenever you're ready, begin your pulses. Notice here how the back isn't going into a deep arch and the chest isn't dropping forwards. Chest is remaining nice and flat, nice and parallel to the ground, and the work is targeting into your glute and the hamstring of the left leg. One last breath, and then we open it wide and little squeezes out to the side. Keep breathing, you guys got this. And gently release it down. Little circles or semicircles, brushing your sit bones towards your heels. Some nice warmth into your butt this morning. Transitioning to rock back and forth. And then find stillness, lean it back. As you come to a kneeling position, tuck your toes, bringing your arms in line with the shoulders and making sure again that you have that little squeeze over the lower belly to the ribs, tucking in and engaging so that the tailbone draws down. This is switching on the front belly, making sure that we're protecting our back. Good. Reach your arms forward. If this is too much to do with your arms forward, you can bring hands to heart center, or if you need some support for the lower back, you can place your hands on the lower back. Just remember to squeeze those elbows in. Just doing some nice little lean backs to stretch and work into your top legs. Good. Inhale, lengthen, squeezing the glutes. Exhale, little lean back as far as you can. Keep the body straight. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lean. Inhale, rise. Last one, lean as far as you can for us to hold for 3, 2, 1, and squeeze it up down to your tabletop to lift your knees off the mat. Already feeling quite a bit of warmth into the quads, which is good. Hovering your knees. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, push your belly back to your thighs and then press the hips up to a shortened down dog. So your shortened down dog, your feet are much closer towards your hands than your full down dog. Shortened down dog we come to from our tabletop, and full down dog is from our plank. Take a moment here to pedal it out, bend and straighten one leg at a time. Push through the heels. Find height through the hips. And then find stillness. Inhale, rise to your toes. Exhale, press down through the heels. Inhale, rise. Exhale, press. One more, rise. Exhale, press. And roll it forwards, back to that tabletop. Drop your knees down. Step it back 1 foot at a time to that high plank position. And then push it up and back to your downward dog. So here you can feel much more space between your hands and your feet. With your heels, you may get them down to the mat, you may never get them down. All comes down to a lot of genetics and space that you have in the backs of the legs, as well as the mobility of your ankles. So just focusing for your body on pressing down as evenly as you can through the heels, and pressing the area between your hamstring and your glute, that little crease. Push that area up and back. Good. One more breath here. Spread the fingers wide, pressing knuckles into the mat. And then look forwards as you bend the knees, walking through to a forward fold. Feet hip distance apart. Hold the elbows. Let the top of the head point down to the mat and take a little bit of a bounce here through center. Feel that stretch. And then release fingertips down to the mat, slowly rolling up. Reach your arms up. And exhale, bring hands to sides. Good. Take a moment, grab a quick sip of water before we come into our sun salutations. Also just admiring this beautiful view and the sun nice and warm on my skin. Honestly, love doing yoga outdoors. Anyway, I digress. Back to yoga. Palms face forward, relax your shoulders. A couple rounds of sun salutation to warm up the body and energize your soul. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step it back to your high plank. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. One more high plank, squeeze the glutes, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, downward dog. Walk or step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, step it back, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, roll forwards from your high plank, look forwards, lean forwards, option to bend the knees down or keep them up as you lower through chaturanga, elbows tight. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, up and back through modified plank or full plank to your downward facing dog. Walk or step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step or hop to high plank to look forwards. Lean forwards, bending the knees or keeping them up through your chest. Inhale up to a cobra, grounding through the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, up and back, downward dog through plank or tabletop. Walk or step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, step or hop to high plank, flowing through your vinyasa to an upward dog this time. Knees and thighs off the mat, holding here, and take a little sway from side to side. Good, find stillness, press up and back, downward dog. Walk or step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step or hop to high plank to flow through your vinyasa. Squeeze the elbows to the sides, up to an upward dog, holding here. Gaze over to the right shoulder, gaze over the left. Find stillness, square it off, and press up and back, downward dog. Roll it forwards to high plank, and press it back, downward dog. Walk or step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to sides. Stand tall in your Tadasana. Lengthening through the crown of the head, grounding through your feet. Spread your hands wide, close your eyes and just breathe for a moment. Opening the eyes when you're ready, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep fingers along the mat and sink low into your chair. Good, in chair, press the hips back, lift the chest. Arms can be in line with ears or down to heart center. Find your preference. Inhale here. Exhale, reach your arms back, rise onto your toes. Inhale, reach forward, plant the heels. Exhale, reach back. One more, reach forwards. Last one, reach back. Ooh, inhale, rising up on your tippy toes. And exhale, fold forwards, plant the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, stepping the left foot back and dropping down to a low lunge. Rising up, gazing up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Good. Squeezing that front heel and back knee in towards each other. Engage into the legs. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn and open to your right. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the left. Holding here as you look forwards. Lean forwards, plant your right hand on the inside of right foot. Left arm reaches straight up. Good. Tuck the toes of the back foot, lift that knee and kick through the heel. And then option to bring that left hand to rest palm up on your lower back. Breathe. Inhale, straighten up that front leg, plant that back heel, and rising up, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose, stacking your hands one above the other. Grip your toes into the mat. Reminder, there's always an option to bring a block into your practice. If you need that stability, find your balance. Or you can just lightly hover your fingertips above the mat. If you don't have a block, you can also rest onto your front shin. One more breath. Feel that warmth, feel that fire. Good. As you bend deep into the front knee, sweep your left arm up and over, coming onto the ball of the back foot, rise up. Exhale, fold. Step it back to a high plank. Flow through your vinyasa. Upward dog and downward dog. Beautiful. Walk or step to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep fingers along the mat, sinking into your chair. Hope you guys are feeling as warm as I am. This beautiful African sun warming up my skin. Sink a little lower. Good. Rise up onto your toes. Challenge yourself. Slowly rise up. All the gents who feel what we go through in heels. And forward fold, plant the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, right leg steps back, coming into a low lunge, reaching up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Inhale, reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, reach, gaze up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to just breathe here. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, open to the right again. As you look forward, lean forwards, turning to stack one arm above the other, tucking the toes of that back foot, lift that back knee and kick through that heel. With your gaze in these side angle poses, you can either have your gaze down to the mat, straight ahead of you, or up towards that top arm. A reminder, you have that option to place that right palm up on your low back. Good. From here, gently plant that back heel, straighten the front leg, opening up into your Trikonasana triangle pose. Reminder, you have your block or the modification on the shin. And if you're feeling quite tight to the back of that front leg, you can keep a little bit of a bend, but with time working to straighten it up as much as you can. One more breath here. Good. Inhale, sweeping that arm across the side body, reaching up, rising tall. Exhale, fold, step it back to a high plank, flowing through your vinyasa. Upward dog, a little sway, and downward dog. Feel that warmth, feel that fire, breathe through it as you walk or step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep fingers along the mat, coming into your chair and sink low. Good. Guys are doing amazing. Good. Little pulses here. Option to bring your hands to heart center or bring them out to a T, whatever you need. You're going to do some little hops here. Good. So, trying to keep your shoulders and that upper body at the same height. You're going to hop your feet out to the edge of the mat and hop. Sink low, little pulses. And hop in, little pulses. Hop out, little pulses. And hop in, little pulses. Straighten up the legs, fold it down, hold the backs of the legs and breathe. Hold the elbows, it'll sway side to side. Guys did amazing today. From here, plant your hands to the mat, step that right foot back, about the width of your lunge, turn the left toes in, both legs are straight, and settle into your wide-legged forward fold. Option to have your hands resting on the mat, holding onto the ankles, or reach through and pull yourself down. Another option is to bind over those toes with your middle index finger and thumb, and then pull down, send the elbows wide. Wherever you are, kick those heels out, turn those toes in, and press down through the outer edge of your feet. Breathe. One last breath. And then planting your hands under your shoulders, inhale halfway. Exhale, turn to the front of the mat, stepping to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bend to the knees as you slowly lower yourself down. Reach your arms ahead of you. Come to a seat. Grab a sip of water. Oh, a little bit of water on my mat, but that's fine. From here, we progress now to our cool down. Knees come into your chest. And just draw some circles with those knees. Go around the other way. Now you can do this holding onto your knees or having your hands resting on your body, whatever feels best. And then find stillness, opening the legs nice and wide, and just rocking back and forth here. Good, one last breath. And then find stillness as you reach to grab your smaller rolled up hand towel, placing it underneath your neck. Grabbing your larger towel if you'd like, all optional, and placing that behind your knees so that when you extend down, it falls behind your legs on your mat, just giving a little bit of relief to that lower back. Making any last adjustments to your body position. Bring your palms to your sides, feet flop out wide, and focus in on the breath. Feeling the weight of your body just pressing down against your mat. Slow down the breath and deepen it. And just relaxing. I invite you to remain in your Shavasana as long as you need. Just observing your body and relaxing to your mat. And whenever you're ready to bring yourself out, doing so slowly, gently and mindfully, allowing yourself to ease out of your practice and back into your day. But I hope you've had a lovely practice here with us in the bush. And we look forward to seeing you on your mats again. Namaste, everyone.